We're diving fully into the divine Casmere sales system today. And I'm sharing the 5 movements that support you in any high-ticket sales conversation, whether it's in the DMs, on email, on your blog post, on your live video. It does not matter. These are the 5 movements that support you to have the frequency of a Casmere on your nervous system sale. So movement 1 deals with the nervous system of the high-ticket sales relationship. This is what I call your leadership. This is the leadership. We don't close clients. We do not close clients. We open the relationship to go deeper. It's a transformational portal. But before we go into the portal, let's talk about the nervous system of the relationship or the leadership. Because to create a killer client, to attract a killer client, to call in a killer client, you need to be a killer coach, the high-value coach who knows she can possess the land. So once you know this, you're self-led, you lead yourself, you attract self-led people who've seen the love letter messaging you put out. They've seen the David offer, the masterpiece, the lighthouse. They've seen you call them home. They've remembered in their body and their mind who they are. And they've come back home to themselves. So now it's time to lead and dance in the moment where you throw away the darn sales script. No sales scripts. You be the woman, be the person who's here fully, who's present. Even if you've never sold a high-ticket coaching offer, even if you've never sold a 10K, 25K, or 100K coaching offer, you can sell $1 million coaching offer with this. Because you've already created your safety. You've created your safety. You've created your regulated nervous system, the 8-figure pause that supports you to walk away from $1 million client who says, I have the money to pay you, take my money now. And you can walk away because that client is not Caleb, it's Jonah. And you're here for Caleb, not Jonah. This is the part where Caleb starts to trust herself. She trusts herself enough to raise her hand and ask you for the sale. Because you don't have to make her buy, you don't have to convince her, you don't have to persuade her. She's going to raise her hand and say, how do we start? How do I work with you? Hello, beautiful, and welcome to High Ticket Sales for Women in the Prosperous Room and day 22 of our 30-day Sacred Selling Circle Series experience. Yesterday, we talked about the application process, the pre-qualification. How does Caleb know to work with you? How do you know Caleb is the one for you? She's heard your messages. She's lifted her hand and says, I want to work with you. And she comes into your application. The application has everything she needs. It's asking her all the basic questions that the mainstream coaching industry uses in the sales conversation. So by the time she gets on the call, she knows it's $1 million to work with you. She knows it's $500,000 to work with you. She knows everything. She's ready to ask you how to start working with you. It's up to you to decide, is this Caleb or is this Jonah? Do I truly want to spend the next 18 months or the next 24 months or the next year or the next 90 days with Caleb or Jonah? You get to decide that. And that's what the sales conversation is for. Are we a great match? You've read the application. You've pre-qualified her. You've reached out to let her know. And now she's coming on the call. She's ready. And you see the thing, when you pre-qualify Caleb, Caleb comes in ready, not to ask about the things. She comes in ready to tell you about Caleb, to tell you what Caleb wants for true. She comes in to go beyond the faster horse. Because when she saw your messaging, she was coming in thinking, gosh, I want a horse. I have a horse, but I want a faster horse. She read your message and she realizes, oh my gosh, Mimi can give me the faster horse. But the sales conversation is where she gets to realize she didn't need a faster horse. There was a jet plane, an airplane. And that's the frequency that you're going to hold, the exponential expansion frequency in movement 1. Because they assume the payment part is already done. They knew how much it costs to work with you. They know the investment to work with you. It's already done. In their head, they're already working with you, okay? They're already wearing the offer on themselves, right, on their bodies right now. They want to begin, and it's how do I start? And they'll go into movement 2. This is where I remind clients that your client's nervous system started scanning your nervous system when she first read your message, when she first heard your podcast. That was when her nervous system was scanning your nervous system. The moment she heard you, the first time she found you. And now, as she comes in the sales conversation or in the DMs, wherever you're doing your sales conversations, you're asking her questions and listening to her. You're paying exquisite attention to her, the kind of attention that not even her therapist pays to her. You're asking questions that her therapist has never even asked her. You're going deeper than the career, deeper than the life coaching, deeper than the spiritual things, deeper than the health coaching, deeper than the wealth coaching, deeper than whatever it is. You're asking her the thing under the layer of the thing to tell you more. You're asking her the thing that nobody's ever asked her before. Questions that her last coach was afraid to ask her. Questions that she's never asked herself, that she's afraid to ask herself, because you're present and you're quiet. You're with her, detached from the outcome. Because the only moment that matters is this moment. This is all you have. You don't have the next 5 minutes. You don't have the next 20 minutes. I mean, Jesus could come now. We could not just go. So all you have is this moment with the client. You're looking at her. You're here present with her. It's not the yes moment that matters. It's the moment that you're in right now that matters. The moment where you get to hear everything that God has put in her heart, her deepest desire. She's telling you what she wants the most, what she values the most, what's most useful to her, what's important to her, why she wants the thing that's most important to her, why is this thing most important to her right now, and how her life will change because of the thing that she wants the most. And then we'll go into movement 3. This is the receiving. A lot of sales is all about performing. I'm going to make them buy, convince them, show them why they should buy, show them why I'm the best coach. No. You're not the best coach ever, okay? You're just who you are. So she's coming in assuming that she needs to convince you of why she's the client for you. Caleb convinces you and sells herself into the offer. That's why she raised her hand to ask for the sale. And this comes from active listening. And what do I call active listening? Not just listening and just listening to her head and what's coming out of her head, because the thing that's coming out of her head is a faster horse. We don't care about the faster horse. So if you're busy thinking about what you're going to say next when you ask her the question, and she's telling you something, you're busy thinking about what she's going to say next, it's not going to work. Imagine going to a coffee shop to meet a friend. Are you talking to your friend? Do you go with a script? Or are you thinking when she's talking to you about her husband or her kids or whatever, are you thinking, what do I ask her next? No, you listen, you're fully embodied in the conversation. You two, both of you become one person. You're listening to her, and then when it's your time to respond, you probably ask another question so you can clarify at least what it is that you're talking about. It's the same thing with your client. You ask the question and you listen. I call this 95% just listening and being present, and 5% asking the question. So when this happens, there's this space that happens for the client. It's a wide space, like the wide big sky in Montana, that just allows the client to talk. For the first time, she gets to hear herself think. Before I get to that, it takes away the performance of you performing to make her buy, right? Performance usually makes the client feel like she feels like she's another credit card number in your coaching mastermind, or she's another 10K notch on your 100K a month belt. You know what I mean? So when you have this Casmere sales silence, it allows her to be the most important person in the room. She's the most important person on that call, on that room, on that Zoom call. She's the most important person to you right now. This is the key. She's the most important person. And you're so present with her that she can hear herself think. She can hear herself talk. She can hear herself feel the clarity of what she's saying to herself. And sometimes when she's so clear, she goes, well, oh gosh, wow, that sounds, when you say it out loud, it sounds crazy, huh? It sounds interesting, huh? You tell me more. And then you say, tell me more. Because when people hear themselves talk, everything changes. There's clarity. I always say you can talk to a lamppost and get clarity, because the lamppost is quiet and you're just talking to it. And when you say the words, it comes out. You see, whether it's you tell yourself, this is stupid, this makes sense, or oh wow, yeah, and okay. When you say it like that, okay. She hears herself talk and she feels the clarity of the thing that she wants the most and why it matters so much to her. She can allow herself to go 12 layers under the why, underneath the why, underneath the why, and tell you more about the thing that makes it so valuable, why today's the day she wants to start working with you. And then we're going to movement 4. This is what I call level 7 listening and the airplane outcome. You practice the queen's air, You listen to her body, you listen to her heart, you listen to her words, you listen to her desire, you listen to her nervous system, you listen to her feelings, you listen to her contradictions. You listen to the place where she's contradicting herself, which is where the question comes in. You listen to the contradictions, okay? You listen to her pauses. You listen to her emotions. You listen to her joy. You listen to her smile. You listen to the frown. You listen to everything. This is why I invite clients to do Zoom calls for Zoom conversations, because you get to see everything. And many clients can feel what the potential client is doing on the phone, but when you're looking, it's a whole level of frequency, different level of frequency. And you will know when you look at the client, you can tell the exact moment that she tries on your offer in her mind, whether it's a weight loss offer, a money mindset offer, a health coaching offer, a career offer, whatever it is that the offer is. You can tell the moment she puts it on in her mind. There's a pause, there's a reflection, there's a, oh my gosh, I'm a Caleb, I can possess the land. You can tell the moment it happens. And then you ask the questions, and that's the moment you ask the questions that support her to visualize herself in the outcome. She can visualize herself with a baby, visualize herself with a husband, with a new job, with a business, with a 100K month, whatever it is. She visualizes the outcome in her mind, in her body, in her relationship, in her business. And you ask the questions that move her from the faster horse, because she can be thinking, I want a faster horse, to the airplane. Level 1 listening gives her the faster horse, where you go, okay, I hear you. So what I'm hearing you saying is blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, I have that. I can give that to you. No. Level 7 listening is the one where she says yes to the exponential outcome, to the airplane, not the level 1 faster horse. Where she's all in and fully committed, full body committed to the exponential outcome, where she sees for the first time that the thing she wanted was nothing compared to where she's going now. And the investment becomes an even bigger drop in the bucket than it was before. She already said yes to the faster horse when she heard your message. So now she's here for the airplane. The sales conversation is where she commits to the airplane outcome. She realizes for the first time that it was never about the faster horse. This is what differentiates the 10K offer from the 500K offer, the 10K sale from the 250K sale. This is what differentiates Caleb from Jonah. Okay? So the movement 5 is what I call the sacred handover. It's where she tells you her 7 reasons why she's the perfect client for this co-creation right now. And she tells you the 7 reasons why this is going to work for her. And then she tells you the 7 reasons why now is the best time for her to work on this particular issue, whether it's her health and wealth or life or whatever. And then she tells you the 7 reasons why you're the best coach to work with her right now. And all you do is listening, you're detached. She will sell herself into the offer. She will persuade you. She will convince you. And she will try to make you know that she's the client for you. This is where you decide whether she's Caleb or Jonah, for real, for real. Is this the person that you say yes to just because she can afford you? Or is this the person that you say no to and you refer her to a different coach? Because even for $1 million, you don't want to spend another 24 hours with her. This is where your nervous system work comes in. Where she has you give her the space for her soul to breathe. And she says, you know what? Just tell me like how to, I already know I want to work with you. Just tell me how I can pay you. Like, do I pay in full? Do you do payment plans? And this is where that conversation comes in. She already knows how much it is to work with you. Stop hiding the investment to work with you. Don't play hide and seek with that. That means that you haven't calibrated yourself to the amount. So you're hiding it because you want to get into the space where you can say it. You should always be ready to share that amount. And Caleb always wants to know what that is, because Caleb is playing at a higher level. So Caleb does not want to invest in anything that's lower than where Caleb wants to be. Caleb has outgrown the hide and seek with your investment to work with you. You can hide it from Jonah because Jonah needs that, because Jonah needs you to overcome 36 objections. Caleb does not. So this is where she stops herself and says, I'm all in. How do I pay you? I want to start now. You don't get the sale. You don't make her buy. She buys into your peace. She buys into your shalom. She buys into your regulated nervous system. She buys into your presence. My invitation to clients is this. Be so okay with a no that you're the only one she wants to say yes to. Be so okay with a no that you're the only one she wants to say yes to. You're no longer selling at this stage. You're receiving. You're receiving. Okay? This is Casmere. This is the Casmere phase. At this high level of presence, the sales conversation is a healing balm on her body. It's a healing balm on her nervous system. It's a healing balm in the world. That sales conversation has changed her life. It becomes a transformational portal to the thing that she wants, to the place that she wants to go. And this is the thing that supports her to say yes to herself more than anything else. Let me know how this lands for you.